What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ravi Wadden, and in today's video I want to talk about an amazing Hyundai Ioniq 5 lease deal that we have on DriveMatch.com, where right now you can do a one-pay lease deal on an Ioniq 5 where you just pay $3,289 at the time of lease signing, and you can lease this Hyundai Ioniq 5 for 13 months, which breaks down to an effective monthly payment of just $253 a month. Now, what we'll do in this video is we'll go to DriveMatch.com and we'll talk about this lease deal in detail. So if you have any questions, all of those questions that you have about this particular lease or about DriveMatch will be answered in this section. In the second part of this video, what we'll do is we'll run my 1.25% rule of leasing on this Hyundai Ioniq 5, and I'll show you why this Hyundai Ioniq 5 is a good lease deal in terms of value. And then in the third part of this video, what we'll do is we'll compare the monthly lease payments on this Hyundai Ioniq 5 to the monthly finance payments, and I'll just show you why leasing this Hyundai Ioniq 5 is a no-brainer from a financial standpoint. So as you can tell, I am super excited to share this lease deal with you all, and I did want to mention that I do offer one-on-one coaching. So if you're planning on leasing a car or buying a car and you really need some guidance, you can book a call with me using my link below. It's in the description, and I just, I'll tell you from my last few calls, I've helped people save thousands of dollars. So I think it's definitely worth it. But with that, let's go ahead and jump into the computer behind me and talk about this lease deal on DriveMatch.com in more detail. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are on DriveMatch.com, and I'm just going to filter by Hyundai and hit search. And you'll see here that we have numerous Hyundai Ioniq 5s available. And even though they say one available or one available, 18 available, and this one says one available, we do have a lot of units available. We just don't have the time and the resources right now to load every single one up. So for the sake of this video, what we're going to do is we're going to look at this lease deal right here, which is a 2024 Hyundai Ioniq 5 SE. This is a rear-wheel drive model that's available for just $235 a month. This is a 13-month lease with just $3,000 due at signing, and this $3,000 includes all of your taxes, your registration, the taxes that you owe on rebates, your first month's payment. It includes everything. But what we're really going to focus on is the one-pay lease deal for this Hyundai Ioniq 5, which really helps you save a ton of money. So let's go ahead and click on this lease deal. Now, as you can see here, this is a 13-month lease that requires $3,000 due at signing, and the monthly payment is $235 a month. The MSRP on this Hyundai Ioniq 5 is roughly $48,000. The discount we've negotiated is roughly 5.1%, and this lease deal allows for 10,000 miles a year. Now, if you need 12 or 15,000 miles a year, you do have the opportunity to do so. Now, if we click on View Details, what you're going to see is that there is a one-pay lease available, and that's a 13-month lease that allows for 10,000 miles a year, and you can get 12 or 15,000 miles a year if you need it, even on the one-pay lease deal. And all you do is pay $3,289 at the time of lease signing, and this $3,289 includes your sales tax, it includes your state registration fees, it includes everything. You're not going to have to pay more than $3,289. That's all you pay up front, and then you can drive this Hyundai Ioniq 5 for 13 months and then pretty much just turn it back in at the end of your lease. Now, as you're going to see here, it does say that you have to qualify for the Conquest rebate to qualify for this one-pay lease deal. And all the Conquest rebate means is, if we click on Customize Deal here, and we'll just click on Conquest, you'll see that the eligibility for Conquest is customers must be registered owner of an eligible competitive vehicle at the commencement of the program period. Eligible competitive vehicle 2014 or newer. And so as long as you own a 2014 or newer Honda, Buick, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Fiat, Fisker, Ford, GM, Jeep, Mazda, Mini, Mitsubishi, Nissan, Polestar, Ram, Rivian, Subaru, Tesla, Toyota. Customers currently living with an immediate family member who is a registered owner of a competitive vehicle at the commencement of the program period, or an immediate family member is defined as follows: father, mother, spouses, daughter, son, brother, sister. So if you or any other family member owns a 2014 or newer, any one of these cars, you will qualify for the Conquest rebate, and that Conquest rebate is $1,000. It says that proof of relationship documents are as follows: marriage certificate for spouse, birth certificate for father, mother, daughter, son, brother, sister. So all you need to do is hit I qualify, So let's just click on I qualify, and then you'd see that the monthly lease payment is $195 a month. And as you can see here, this is assuming that you're going to do a 13-month lease at 10,000 miles a year. And this is assuming that you're not going to do the one-pay lease. So all you do is just hit add to cart, view breakdown, and follow the necessary steps here. And then what will happen is someone from the team will reach out, or one of the vendors will reach out to you. And then at that time, you will express to them your desire to make it a one-pay lease. And that's how you would get the one-pay lease deal that we talked about on the previous page. So all you'd pay is $3,289, and that includes all of your sales tax. Now, one thing that I do want to clarify is the one-pay lease deal is available for all of the Hyundai Ioniq 5s that are on DriveMatch.com. So even this SEL all-wheel drive, as you'll see here, all of these vehicles are located in the state of Maryland, in the Washington, D.C. area. But if we click on View Details, you'll see that this lease deal is available for the residents of the following states. So you can either pay for shipping, and we can take care of all of that for you. We can find the you don't really have to do anything. We'll just find the appropriate shipping company, and we'll get that car shipped to you. Or you can pick up the car in person for no charge at all. And as you can see, the one pay on the all-wheel drive model is $4,560, which is still one hell of a deal. So if we actually go back, you'll see that this SEL rear-wheel drive, if we click on View Details, we haven't added the language, but all of the Ioniq 5s are available for the one-pay lease deal, even though it may not say it in the notes. Now what I'd like to do is run my 1.25% rule of leasing using this calculator. Now, running my 1.25% rule of leasing, for those of you that aren't familiar with this rule, it's just a value metric that I use, right? So this car has an MSRP of $48,000. Now, some cars may have an effective monthly payment of $480 a month, and that's kind of a 1% lease deal. And some cars, that have a $48,000 MSRP may have a effective monthly payment of $700 or $800 a month. So, just because two cars have the same MSRP does not mean that they're going to have the same monthly payment in terms of leasing. So, with my 1.25% rule of leasing, you're able to see whether or not a lease is a good lease deal in terms of value based on the vehicle's MSRP. Now, all we're going to do, it's really, really simple to do. We'll take the $3,289 that's due at signing in this case. We'll divide it by 13, and we get an effective monthly payment of $253 a month. Now, understand that you do have to pay the $3,289 up front, but when we break it down into 13 separate payments, since this is a 13-month lease, you get an effective monthly payment of $253 a month, and this $253 includes your registration, includes your taxes, it includes everything. Now all we have to do is divide this by this vehicle's MSRP, which is roughly $48,000. And when we do that, we get 0.0053. I'll multiply this by 100 to convert it into a percentage, and you get 0.52%. Now, ladies and gentlemen, typically anytime you get a number under 1.5% when you run this calculation, that's a good lease deal. That's a lease deal that I would recommend to my friends and family. When you get a number under 1.25%, that's a great lease deal in terms of value. And if you get a number under 1%, that's an amazing lease deal. And you just really hit it out of the ballpark if you're under 1% in terms of value. And this Hyundai Ioniq 5 is not only under 1%, it's way under 1% at just 0.52%. So for those of you that have been maybe leasing cars for a while or understand the value of this calculation, you'll understand that this is a tremendous lease deal. 0.52% lease deals don't come around very, very often. And the best part about this lease deal is, you don't have to negotiate with the dealership. Like this lease deal right here is available in the state of California for California residents. And if you don't live in the state of California, we do have other ones that are based out of Maryland that are available for the majority of the country. Now, we are working on getting more West Coast lease deals. And for those of you that live in the Pacific Northwest, like myself, we are definitely working on getting more lease deals here because I feel like the Seattle, Portland area just doesn't get as much love in terms of lease deals, but we are trying to get Drive Match lease deals up here in the Pacific Northwest. But anyways, yeah, 0.52% is absolutely ridiculous in terms of value. And right here, I just want to take you guys to the auto loan calculator to compare the monthly lease payment to the monthly finance payments. So we'll use a selling price of $48,000, which is the MSRP of the vehicle. We'll use a loan term of 72 months. Let's use an interest rate of 0%, no money down. State, California, sales tax rate 10%. Title, registration, other fees, let's just use an amount of $2,000. And if I hit calculate, you'll see that the monthly payment is $761 a month. Compared to if we did the one-pay lease deal, your effective monthly payment is just $253 a month. And let's say you did 12,000 miles a year, 15,000 miles a year, maybe your payment goes up to $270 or $300. You're still, $400 or $500 lower than if you were to finance this car. And I know that a lot of you are thinking, hey Ravi, but nobody's paying $48,000 for this Hyundai Ioniq 5. But let's say that you got it for $13,000 off. Let's do $35,000. Your monthly payment is still $562 a month compared to just $253 a month. And so this isn't financial advice, but if I were in your shoes and shopping for a Hyundai Ioniq 5, I would not finance this car. I would do a one-pay lease and have an effective monthly payment of $253 a month versus a finance payment of $562 a month. And ladies and gentlemen, another thing that people don't factor in when they're shopping for an electric vehicle is the gas saving. So a car like this, the Hyundai Ioniq 5, if you charged it at home, you're probably going to pay $30 to $50 a month on a level 2 charger, depending on where you live, but let's just say $30 to $50 a month. And if this were a gas car, you're probably going to pay $100, $150, maybe $200 a month. So that lowers that effective monthly payment from $253 a month. The effective monthly payment essentially becomes like $150 a month when you factor in gas savings. And I think that's being, relatively conservative. Obviously the more you drive, the more you're going to save. But, if you have any other questions about car leasing, I know it can be confusing, but if you have any questions about car leasing, or if you want me to review your car lease, or if you want to schedule a one-on-one call with me to review your car lease, or if you have review your car financing or your car purchase, just schedule a call with me. I got my Stand Store link below in the description or in the link in my bio. But with that, I'm going to call it a video. Thank you all for watching. Financial knowledge is power. Please like and follow for more.